Good morning guys and welcome back to the channel here. In this video we are going to discuss about curriculum. Our topic of discussion today is about curriculum, and this video is important for, for all your teaching examination. It could be a RIT examination, it could be of KV examination, it could be of your model Eklavya school examination, any examination, either it is of state government or central government. This is a kind of a common course, right? Which this knowledge can be implemented in any of your teaching related examination, especially. So let's see ahead what it is about. So first of all, we have the definition of curriculum. So what curriculum is that we are going to discuss here. So according to this, there are major three kinds of or three definitions of curriculums are there. Okay, so we will discuss this definition one by one. So if you look at the very first definition of the curriculum right here, as it is mentioned, that curriculum is a formal plan of educational experiences and activities offered to the learner under the guidance of an educational institution. Okay, so it is an educational experiences and activities which an educational institutions offer to students. Okay, that has been defined here as a curriculum. This is the definition number one here. Now it is more structured. Okay, it is more structured means it is made with a proper frame set. Okay, it is made by keeping the age and learning capability of the students in the mind. So it is a more structured in the school and more flexible for higher education. And as you go, the curriculum get more flexible for higher education. As you might have noticed, like at school level, uh, teachers are quite strict with the students, right? And it means they need whatever, even the small thing they do, they need to take permission from the teacher. But by the time they reach for the higher education, like 11th, 12th and college time, so they become more liberal. That strict regimentation automatically disappear, right? So this is what it says. Okay, the second definition, what it says, a curriculum is a systematic arrangement of some total of selected experiences planned by a school or defined group of students to attain the aims of a particular educational program. Okay, so here what it is saying, that it is curriculum is what? It is a particular educational program, okay, and that has been designed in such a way so that it can be, okay, experienced by the students of the school. It is a systematic arrangement of particular education program, okay, that is also known as called your curriculum. All right, and this definition of curriculum is given by Florence Nightingale International Foundation. Now we go ahead. Okay, our third definition, it says curriculum is a composite of the entire range of experiences that the learner undergoes under the guidance of the school. Okay, so whatever experience a learner or a student receive from the school, okay, that has been defined here as a curriculum, right? And this definition has been given by Lamberstone Education for Nursing Leadership. Okay, our next topic is about types of curriculum, that how many types of curriculum are there, right? So first type is about the subject oriented curriculum. So here when we talk about subject oriented curriculum, it means that it is related to the subject, whether whatever field you are, like supposingly you are learning something related to the nursing field, so it has its own curriculum. If you are dealing with aviation industry, so aviation industry has its own curriculum. If you are dealing with hospitality industry, so it has its own curriculum. So in this definition, we are discussing from the nursing curriculum point of view. All right, so what it says, that in subject oriented curriculum, the teaching learning experiences and evaluations are subject based. Okay, in subject oriented, it is subject based, means more importance has been given to the subject there. So further it says that most nursing curriculum fall under this category. Not only nursing, but as I told you that I have taken example of nursing here. So if it is of any field, whether it is of the teaching field, whether it is of hospitality industry, whether it is of doctorate degree or any field, right? So nursing student has to pass through the various subjects. Means whatever the students are there, they have to pass through the various subjects offered by that particular industry or disciplines before the successfully completing the course. Now, fragmented learning, piecemeal approach to learning are the some of the problems which this type of curriculum, means subject-oriented curriculum, faced. Okay. Now, system-based curriculum has been designed to rectify. Okay, rectify means to improve some of the deficiency. Deficiency means demerits of it or the lack of it. Okay, deficiencies which are mentioned above. Hence, the teaching learning experiences and evaluations are system based. Okay, so this is what this part you need to focus over here more. Alright, so you'll be able to understand it. Okay guys, next type or the second type is our competence based curriculum. So this is also known as called task oriented or activity based curriculum. This is another name for it. Okay, and what should a learner be able to do and what she should learn during the course, okay, is the basic question that drives the making of such curriculum plan. Okay, so the main focus here is what should a learner be able to do and what he or she should learn during this course. Okay, the focus is on the task. Here what we give importance is given to the task that a successful graduate, nurse or a student need to do later as a competent professional. The task could be of a cognitive problem solving skills, definitive communication skills, or mixed type and composing more than one domain. Nursing curriculum or any other curriculum need to adopt these approaches more widely. Okay, so our second type of curriculum is competency based curriculum. Okay, our third type is about experience based curriculum. Now what is this experience based curriculum? It means that all of us in life we learn things by doing. Okay, so that is learning by doing is also defined here as a experience based curriculum. So in this type of curriculum, learner is placed in a natural setting of the community where the students learning takes place by doing. Okay, like for example, if somebody is born in such a family where everybody is IAS IPS officer, so automatically the child will develop that quality in it. Okay, the child has already get a natural setting of that particular thing, okay, or the field. So this is known as called your experience based curriculum. Next we have core curriculum. All right, so we are going to talk about the core curriculum, fourth type of it. So now what is this core curriculum? So core curriculum is defined as an essential or the key aspect of a subject or discipline covered in the curriculum for the study and the mastery by all the group of students with the same level of learning. Core curriculum is about the competency required by all the students study in the area in depth. Okay, so this is how the core curriculum has been defined here. Okay guys, next we have the principles of the curriculum. All right, that what are the major principles of curriculum? It is also one of the important topic which is asked, which may be asked in any of the examination related to the teaching field, right? So here we will discuss one by one all this. Okay, so the first principle is the purpose of educational objective. Okay, the first one, the purpose of educational objective of the program should be fulfilled. So in any curriculum, especially it is essential that the purpose of capacity building for performance of the appropriate and relevant task demanded of the job responsibility of the prospective field be attended. Okay, as I told you that I am using the example of nursing over here, it could be of any field. Okay, and second principle, the educational objective should be stated in clear, unambiguous, and behavioral terms which should be achievable and measurable. The third principle is that the student and the teachers of the particular educational program should have clear perception of the expected result, that is the objectives as well as the purpose of the educational program. The fourth principle is that the learning activities to provide learning experiences related to the theoretical, practical, and clinical component and constructions should be in the conformity with the educational objectives of the program. And the fifth principle is that the teaching learning activities should relate to classroom activities, clinical field, and community. Okay, next we have the steps which are involved in the curriculum development. So curriculum development has the four major steps. Okay, and these are described here below. The first is the formulation of educational objective, which will be based on the philosophy of education. Second step is the selection of teaching learning experiences. Okay, third one is organization of teaching learning experiences, and the fourth and the last curriculum development step is evaluation of learning objectives or outcomes. Okay guys, so in this video we have covered about the curriculum, and before I leave I would like to tell you this is important from all the teaching examination point of view, whether it is a RIT examination, whether it is a KV examination, it is CTET, RTET, whatever it is. Okay, so this topic is important from that point of view, so you should need to go through that. Okay, so once again thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for the more videos like this. We will be keep updating you with the latest. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye bye.